rented a house in Odessa. We hired investigators to do surveillance and various other things that we needed before we set the trap. We rented a house in Odessa, and we placed one grow light in the room with 2 Christmas trees, and we started pumping the heat out of the wall. Now, I Never Get Rated, my second video, I have an entire chapter dedicated how to beat the FLIR cameras. And one of the tips there is do not pump the heat out of your wall, because the cops drive by with these illegal FLIR cameras.
They see the port, they see the heat.
Yeah, they see the heat. Supreme Court has ruled those FLIR cameras are illegal to use unless you have a search warrant. They weren't illegal to use when I was a cop.
Stay there, stay there. Final segment for the full audience in 30 minutes in Overdrive. Stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. Powerful information.
Now, from the maker of Loose Change, the most downloaded film in internet history, comes the long-awaited release of Loose Change Final Cut. Entirely new 2-hour film that completely destroys the official fable forever. Loose Change Final Cut hopes to be a catalyst for a new independent investigation in which family members receive answers to their questions and the true perpetrators of this horrendous crime are brought to justice. Loose Change Final Cut is the ultimate 9/11 expose. From hijackers being trained at U.S. military bases to bombs in the buildings, Loose Change Final Cut is the one 9/11 film everyone must see. Secure your copy of Loose Change Final Cut today at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com. While you're visiting the online video store, be sure to check out the huge discounts on films like Endgame, Blueprint for Global Enslavement, America, Freedom to Fascism, and hundreds of other titles. We're in a no-holds-barred information war. Truth is our weapon, and PrisonPlanet.com has the tools you need to take the fight back to Big Brother.
With rising unemployment and an economy that continues to fail comes an increase in crime. Are you safe when you walk to your car? Are your kids safe when they go out? Everyone needs something to give that extra edge in case of an attack. You need DPS pepper spray from MrDefense.com. DPS is the strongest pepper spray on the market and is the same spray used by hundreds of law enforcement agencies from around the world. Need something more? The Stinger keychain is a great way to surprise a potential attacker. Mr. Defense carries the largest selection of stun guns, air tasers, knives, swords, batons, survival, spy, and tactical gear. Mention this ad and receive 10% off your order. Visit MrDefense.com. That's MRDefense.com or call 1-800-313-6400. 1-800-313-6400. That's 1-800-313-6400 today.
Right now, the world is a scary place. It's only a matter of time until we are struck again, this time with biological and chemical attacks. The thought is scary, but it's important to hope for the best and prepare for the worst. The First Line Defense Kit allows you to do just that. The First Line of Defense Kit includes Nutra-Immune and Nutra-Defense, providing top biological host defenses against pathogen entry, and provides immune NK killer cell boosting. Also included, the Nanomask nanoparticular antiviral masks with replacement filters, providing supreme viral protection from airborne pathogens. And the First Line of Defense Wipes allows non-toxic viral and bacterial pathogen killing power on all surfaces. The First Line Defense Kit is available now by calling 888-212-8871. That's 888-212-8871. Or order online at NutriMedical.com. That's NUTRI Medical.com. Your source for the most powerful nutraceuticals and wellness protocols from a doctor you can trust.
All right, final segment for everybody. I want to tell you about a few sponsors, and we'll wrap up the live show. But continue in Overdrive Live. We're going to play this little 6-minute clip from one of his films where he's challenging corrupt police to not be corrupt. And then we'll talk more, Candy, about some of the things she's witnessed and her whole view on this. I got to have you guys back up for 2-3 hours in studio with me adding all my stuff. It just runs over here. Before we go back to them, two of the sponsors that made today's show possible are Acola Blue and My Solar Backup. Let me tell you about My Solar Backup first. This is the best unit for the price that we have found anywhere And it's from our great sponsor, Solutions from Science, that have a lot of products up on Infowars.com that we link to. And this is a great emergency power backup kit, which consists of the Power Source 1800 power plant and high-efficiency solar panel designed to provide endless electricity. It's just a great little unit, the solar panel, the power system that stores it. You can run a lot of things on this, and you can order multiple units if you want even more power. One word, mysolarbackup.com, mysolarbackup.com, or give them a call to get a brochure or to order at 877-327-0365, 877-327-0365, mysolarbackup.com, a great unit. And in closing, with our sponsors, is a Cola Blue that we have right here in the office, back there in the break room, in the office, grabbing more than 7 gallons a day out of the atmosphere. There's water in the atmosphere. You can't see it except when it's clouds. And then it goes through 5 filters once it does that. So an amazing system, acolablue.com or 866-585-4044, 866-585-4044, ECOLOBLUE.com. An atmospheric water generator. You see Willie Nelson pitching his own similar system, but this is really a fantastic system. Again, acolablue.com or big banner up on Infowars.com. Great tasting, pure H2O, exactly the way nature makes it. And speaking of plugs, I want everybody to see these films. You know, I get so busy that I never get to ordering new products, getting them in the shopping cart at Infowars.com with all the other books and films that I've written or films I've made or other books and films we carry, like Kevin Booth's American Drug War that I consulted on. These videos, I've seen one of them. Everybody needs to get these. We're going to be carrying these the next few weeks at Infowars.com, but I want you to go to the website, nevergetbusted.com, and get them today. Get both volumes. He gets death threats over these. This is key information that everybody needs to have. So again, we'll put it up on screen for viewers as well, nevergetbusted.com, and we'll play a clip from one of the films coming up in Overdrive. In closing, for the full radio audience that's out there in 2 minutes, other comments? Other points you'd like to make?
I'd like to make the point that in a second video, there's an entire chapter dedicated to Fleur. And secretly, one of the narcotics officers connected to the narcotics officers that we just busted in Odessa, he sold that footage to me out of his evidence room for $1,000. I just released that information on the internet the day before yesterday. In the first film, Traffic Stops 1, the same narcotics officer filmed his dog false alerting and sold that to me for $1,000. He's the same officer, Richard Dixon, that you see in the newspaper articles that claim Barry Cooper made those films for money only. The whole time he was spending the $2,300 that I paid him for footage for these very films.
I want to talk more when we go into Overdrive about how he didn't know he was selling this to you, or he didn't know that you were setting him up, when we come back, and a lot more. For the AM and FM audience, we'll be back tomorrow, 11 to 3 Central Standard Time. Very thankful for all out there. Be sure and support those local affiliates and their local sponsors. For everybody else, you'll want to go one place, my website, to listen to the free audio streams, or watch us at prisonplanet.tv if you're a member. Rebroadcast doesn't start now because we will continue to be live after this quick 70-second break right here on the GCN Radio Network and prisonplanet.tv.
You are listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
A day unlike any other in the long course of American history, a terrorist act of war against this country.
The enemy struck America on September 11th.
We just cut our feed. We just cut our feed connection with the GCN network. We're only now at prisonplanet.tv. I want to flesh this out more. Now there won't be breaks for the next 30 minutes. We'll have plenty of time to talk. For the prisonplanet.tv version, folks listening on the streams at Infowars.com. Don't forget the free podcast, folks. Over 120,000 a day now. Subscribe to that. If you want to go subscribe, do that. We hope you will. Let's continue specifically with this latest sting you've been talking about in relation to how are you getting him to sell you videos. I guess this is before you exposed it, and you know, later he's claiming that it was just done for money.
No. I might not have explained it well enough. before Cop Busters was ever invented and we were just doing never get busted films, I needed FLIR footage. I needed footage of a dog false alerting.